Hi everyone, Jeremy here from Centre for Health. So today I'm going to take you through some stretches and mobilising exercises for you to do while you're stuck at home during self-isolation. Now during this time we're going to be in a lot of uncomfortable and unfamiliar positions as we're not in our regular workplaces, so we're going to get pretty stiff and sore. So it's important to do stretches and exercises like these to make sure your body is as limber and working as efficiently as possible. Now before we get into the stretches, the first thing we need to remember is these three instructions. When you're doing these stretches, make sure you hold each side for 30 seconds, then make sure you do both sides, and finally make sure you don't hold your breath. Make sure you're doing nice long calm breaths during each stretch. Now, the first stretch that we're going to do is what we call a hip flexor stretch. Now Carmela, I'll get you to get into a lunge position please. Perfect. And now from there, I want you to move your body forward to try and get the right thigh to the ground. Now when you're doing this stretch, it's important to make sure that you don't arch your lower back. I want you to do the complete opposite of anything. I want you to slump or straighten that lower back as you're coming through into the stretch, and you should feel a lot more. Now remember, hold for 30 seconds and do both sides. A progression for this stretch, if you're not getting much of a stretch in this position, is to take the arm on the same side that you're stretching and bring it over like so. Perfect. And relax down. The next stretch that we're going to show you is what we call the glute stretch. Now Carmela, I'll get you to sit down on the floor. I want to have one of your knees bent and cross the other leg over that bent knee. Now grab the outside of your outer knee and hug it to your opposite shoulder. Now this is a great stretch to do while you're sitting at your chair or on the couch. Make sure you hold for 30 seconds and do both sides. The great thing about this stretch is you can actually get a lot of different fibers by changing the angle of your hip. The way to change the angle is to move the foot so that you bring your knee closer to your opposite knee, and you'll feel the stretch actually happening in a slightly different place. Now there are actually a couple of other ways to do this stretch. The next way to do the stretch is on your front, so it's what we call pigeon pose. So Carmela, if you want to display that. Same concept, have your leg straight out in front, bend your knee at 90 degrees, straighten up the leg in front of it, and then come forward over that front knee. And again, hold for 30 seconds. The final way to do this stretch is actually on your back. So Carmela, if you want to lie on your back. So same concept as when you were sitting down, cross one leg over the other knee, grab hold of that knee that's crossed and hug it to your opposite chest and bring the other leg up like that. And again, you can change the angle of this, stretch other fibers of that muscle by changing the angle of that stretched leg. Perfect. And relax. Now the next stretch we're going to show you is what we just call Longboat Rotations. So come out and get you to bring your feet and your knees together. I'm going to get you slowly to lower both legs down to your right side with your arms up like that as well. And so with this stretch, what you want to do is slowly rock back and forth. A good tip for this stretch is actually to switch on your core muscles. Your lower back's in a bit of a compromised position while doing this, so by switching that on just slightly, you'll be able to stabilize a bit better and get into further of a stretch. Now you can either do this with rocking back and forth, or you can bring it to one side and just hold there while it stretches. Perfect. And come up. The next stretch we're going to show is what we call Cobra. So Carmela, what I'll get you to do is flip over onto your front. Cobra. So Carmela, what I'm going to get you to do is bring your arms up, just like that, and come up onto your forearms and lift the top half of your torso up so you're giving a nice little stretch at the front part of your body there. Now, the next progression of this stretch, if you're not feeling much here, is to come up onto your hands and lift up even further. Now, it's important with this stretch to make sure you keep your legs on the floor while doing it. Now, it's important to remember, if you experience any pain with this stretch in that lower back, just don't do it. Perfect. And remember, hold for 30 seconds. The next stretch we're going to show you is called Child's Pose. So Carmela, what I'm going to get you to do is rock back onto your knees, relax down just like that and reach your hands forward. So in terms of positioning for this stretch, there are a couple things to think about. In terms of where you put your knees and your feet, you've got a few options. So you can have your feet as wide as you want or as close as you want, and same with your knees. Just listen to your body to decide whatever's most comfortable. With Carmela, she's chosen to have her feet together and knees out wide. From there, she reaches her hands out as shown. Just get a nice big stretch in that lower back. This is an awesome stretch to do just to relax into and listen to your body and do what it wants it to do. A nice little progression for this stretch, to get more of a stretch on the sides of the lower back, is to slowly creep your hands to one side. So Carmela will creep them slowly to the left, and she should feel a stretch in the right side of her lower back there. Make sure you do this really slowly and with stability, because when doing this, your lower back is in a bit of a compromised position, so you don't want to throw your body out to the side. Just slowly use your hands to creep to the side. You should feel a nice big stretch in that lower back to the opposite side of your hands. And you can return back to the middle, Carmela. So there you have it. Those are some awesome stretches to do for your lower back while you're locked at home in isolation. You'll feel great after doing these. Again, try to do them once or twice a day, as much as your body tells you that needs to do, and enjoy them. I hope you enjoyed these stretches. Looking forward to bringing more stuff out for you to do while you're stuck at home in isolation. Again, if you've got any questions, just feel free to shoot us a message or comment on this video, and we'll answer them to the best of our ability. See you next time.